Money has many ironies. Wealth is what you don't see, and rich is what you do see. They're almost polar opposite of one another. Hey, it's Andrew with the Above Average Investor podcast. Today we're doing a little bit of a book review on The Psychology of Money. Morgan Housel's book came out a couple years ago, Timeless Lessons on Wealth, Greed, and Happiness. So today one of the topics in the book that we're reviewing is the difference between rich and wealthy. And I feel like this is not intuitive for most people. It's something that's worth learning, and it's really hard to learn because it's hard to see wealth a lot of the time. So I just want to cover some of the topics in the book about it. I feel like this has been on my mind recently with conversations I've been having here up outside Glacier National Park. This is Whitefish Lake, doing a little RV life this summer and trying to record some podcasts while I'm out on hikes. So rich versus wealthy. Money has many ironies. Wealth is what you don't see, and rich is what you do see. They're almost polar opposite of one another. Some thoughts from a valet driver is a lot of people with nice cars have mediocre success with high income and high payments. The valet driver was pretty surprised by the amount of Ferraris, Porsches that were repossessed by people that at one time had the high income to afford the $1,000 plus payment, and then things in life came up when they could no longer afford it. Repossession of nice cars and nice houses or foreclosures is definitely a thing that goes on. Driving a $100,000 car, the person may be wealthy, they're certainly rich. The only actual data point you have is they're $100,000 less wealthy than they were before they had that vehicle. Wealth is what you can't see. It's their bank account, it's their brokerage account, it's their business, their real estate that they own. Rich is almost certainly what you normally can see. Do they have nice flashy clothes? Do they have a sports car? Do they have a mansion? Things like that. So modern capitalism these days, it really encourages you to fake it till you make it, but I'd encourage you to make it before you show it. Wealth is nice cars that were not purchased, watches that were not purchased, clothes that were not purchased, homes that were not purchased. It's businesses that you purchased, investments that you purchased, savings accounts, real estate, stocks, bonds, things like that. First class tickets that you didn't upgrade. It's clothes that you walked out of the store without taking them home. Here's a couple quotes from the book that I found interesting. The only way to be wealthy is to not spend the money that you do already have. It's not just the only way to accumulate wealth, it's the very definition of wealth. So rich is your current income. Having a $100,000 income means you're most likely rich. But wealth is hidden. It's income that was not spent. It's the option to buy something later. Two things I value most are freedom and flexibility, and the ability to grow over time. When you get compound interest on your wealth, that makes you just more wealthy as time goes on and gives you even more freedom and flexibility to do RV life, things like this. That's a priority in my budget for me. So rich is easy to copy. It's easy to go buy nice clothes, nice cars, nice houses, put it on a credit card, rack up the debt payments. But one thing that I think people struggle with becoming wealthy is it's so hard to see somebody that has wealth. If somebody has a plain t-shirt and they drive a paid off used vehicle and they've got a paid off house or a modest house, there's no flashiness there. They have a lame Instagram. And so how do you find somebody that's wealthy to learn from? They most likely have average clothes, average car, average house, average trips, things like that, and they just have above average savings and investments. And so I think that's one reason Americans struggle so much is just where do you find that good information? Where do you find that mentorship from? The world is filled with people that look modest, they're actually wealthy, and it's also filled with people that look rich, but they're a razor's edge from insolvency. They're walking on the line, and as soon as they miss one paycheck, one bonus, one commission check, then it's a house of cards. But wealthy people have a huge emergency fund, so if they get car maintenance issues, medical bills, home maintenance, it's annoying, but then they just move on with their life. And so you have to really read between the lines to see somebody that's wealthy, but once you know what you're looking for, it can be fairly easy to find. Keep this in mind when you're judging others' success and setting your own goals. I'd encourage you to try to obtain wealth first and then live richly later once you have a good level of financial security. I think it'll just really work out in the long run, and it'll reduce your stress and give you more freedom and flexibility to do things that you love. For me, it's camping, it's spending time outside. So I've been trying to live our RV life this summer, and I'm going to do a lot of videos in beautiful places around the West this summer to try to encourage you to save up some money and build the life of your dreams. So thanks all.